Whatever you lean on or rely on is going to determine if you rise or if you fall. And so, in this video, I'm going to teach you about this thing I call the lean factor. And what the lean factor does, it helps you to discern uh, the good and the bad things that most people lean on. Because guess what? You may just be leaning on the wrong thing. And so, what I'm going to do is teach you this principle that's going to help you because guess what? You have these goals, you have these dreams, you have these things you want to achieve and accomplish, and you've gotten the books, you've gotten the recipe, and it's but it seems like you're getting little to no results at all. It seems like something at times is just it's just not happening. And so the reason why is because you're using human calculation for a journey that requires biblical application. Walk with me. Listen, who am I? I'm Billy Miller, the motivational minister. And listen, they call me the motivational minister because I help people to improve their lives by teaching them life skills from the Bible. Listen, it's not going to take me that long to share this lean factor principle with you, either this lean method. And and this comes from this lean principle, this lean factor. I discovered it in this scripture that I'm about to show you, and it's a popular scripture. As a matter of fact, if in my last video I just did, uh, I mentioned this scripture, but I'm going to continue go a little deeper into it, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen here. And that scripture is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. So look up at the screen. So it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." I know you can almost just quote that. But listen, let's break this down. We're going to go line upon line, get the revelation out of it because I don't want you to miss it. I don't want you to look at the popularities of the scripture and be like, oh yeah, I know that scripture. I can just quote that. But no, let's break it down because there's some meat in there. And so let's start with that first word. It says trust. Listen, trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Listen, I've mentioned this before and I'm going to mention it again. It would do you good to do a deep dive study on the word trust. And the reason why is because a lot of people just assume they know what trust means. And you know the basic understanding of it, but you need to get into the depthness of it because there's a difference between trust, faith, confidence, belief. You need to know what trust really means, and you need to know the components that make up the word trust. But listen, I got you covered. If you watch to the end of this video, I'm going to give you a free resource that's going to help you to truly understand trust. And so that's something you most definitely want to learn. So it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Notice that word says all. It didn't say trust the Lord with some of your heart. It didn't say trust the Lord with most of your heart. What does it say? Trust the Lord with all of your heart. As a matter of fact, comment the word all in the comment section. Just write that in the comment section. Let me know you're here. Comment the word all in the comment section. He says, trust the Lord with all your heart. Listen, that word all, according to the Red Dictionary, means, as a matter of fact, if you don't know what I mean by the Red Dictionary, look at the description of this video so you can get caught up on the terminology that we use when we say the Red Dictionary. So I put it in the description. So it says, the Red Dictionary says the word all means the whole amount, quantity, or extent of. I like this other definition right here, the last part. It says as much as possible. As much as possible. So he's saying in the scripture, he's saying, trust the Lord with all your heart. Trust the Lord as much as possible. Give it your all. Throw yourself into the work of the master, confident that nothing you do for him is a waste of time or effort. Are you understanding? Let me get situated here. I feel like I'm crooked or something. But it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Every part of your heart, not some of it, not partial, all of it. Trust the Lord as much as possible. Oh man, I hope you're getting that. He says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Let's continue. And he says, and lean not on your own understanding. So he's telling you here something that you shouldn't lean on. He says, hey, Don't lean on your own understanding. What does it mean by the word lean? That word lean, Lean, means to rely for support or inspiration. To rely for support or inspiration. Listen, when you lean on something, you're relying on it. You ever leaned against a wall or leaned against something? Whatever it is that you're leaning on, you're trusting that it's going to hold you up. You're trusting the strength. You're trusting the credibility. When you lean, you're putting total trust in it. You're not partially leaning like, I don't know if this gonna hold me. No, usually when you lean, you're leaning on full support. And so that's okay, just depends on what you're leaning on. So if you was leaning on if I was leaning on a house made of a deck of cards, well, that's not reliable. And I personally know that's not reliable. So guess what? I wouldn't even lean on it. If I did, I'd be, I wouldn't fully lean on it. I kind of just be like, oh no, this thing about to fall. But usually when you lean up on a wall, you trust that it's going to support you, it's going to hold you up. Well, don't lean on the wrong things. And this scripture here tells us one of the things that's uh uh to not lean on. He says, lean not on your own understanding. Let me give you that as a definition. What does it mean when he says lean on your own understanding? I'm gonna put it up on the screen. You can take a screenshot of it. Leaning on your own understanding is when you rely only on your own logic. It's when you rely on your emotions. Do you know emotions are fickle? You'll be happy, you'll be sad. Emotions are subject to change. You don't want to rely on something that's not stable. You're just subject to change. Your feelings. Don't when you lean on your understanding, you're leaning off of your feelings and your emotions. That's not good. One of my quotes I wrote in one of my books says, "A sure way to die during a storm is to base your decisions on your emotions." Chew on that for a minute. Leaning on your understanding is when you rely on your limited viewpoint. And you're doing all this to what? To make choices instead of trusting God and His wisdom. So listen, you don't want it boils down to decisions. Listen, decisions determine your future, just like my shirt says. That's one of my quotes, one of my favorite ones too. Decisions determine your future. As be interested in the shirt, look in the description of the video as well. But that's one of my favorite quotes. And see, you're going to be making decisions. Let me sum up success in the simplest form. Success in the simplest form is, how can I make more right decisions than bad ones? How can I make more good choices than bad ones? Got it? And so, in order to make right decisions, you're going to need wisdom. And what happens is, if you don't lean, you got to get wisdom from God. I don't have time to even go into the teachers of all the teachers of how to get wisdom. But if you want to learn that, look, see that white book right there? That's the wisdom book. But I don't have time to go into all that. If you want to learn about wisdom, get that book. But listen, you want to get wisdom to make right choices. And the only way you're going to get wisdom is you're going to have to lean on the right thing. You're going to have to lean on God. Do not lean on your own understanding. Do not lean on your limitations. And so you have these two walls here before you. As a matter of fact, let me put it, I wrote it down on this chalkboard. I might have to just show you the picture of it because it might be too much light. Oh no, the light kind of working with me. So look, so you have this wall here. This is the wall, this is the God wall. This is your own understanding wall, right? And that's you in the middle. Which one of these are you going to lean on? And I encourage you to lean on the one that's more stable. This one here, the one that has more credibility, the one that won't disappoint. Now, if you lean on your own understanding, your own human logic, your own emotions, your limitations, your lack of knowledge, your imperfections, your weak, This is not something this is not something that you want to lean on because it's not going to hold you up. It's not going to hold you up. As a matter of fact, let me put that up on the screen just in case you want to take a screenshot of that. Take a screenshot of that. Which one are you going to lean on? The one you lean on is going to determine the results you're going to get. The one you lean on is going to determine if you rise or if you fall. Listen, if you rely on your own understanding, if you lean on your own understanding, oh man, you headed for trouble. You headed for trouble. But he says, do not lean on your own understanding. Listen, you can examine your own self because guess what? You're just imperfect. You're flawed. And I'm not saying you're a bad person, but in comparison to who do I choose? My own limitations, my own wisdom, stuff I done just puffed up in my fleshly mind, or am I going to trust something that's credible, something that's real, something that's stable, something that's firmly fixed in place, something that's not subject to change, something that's immovable, something that's loyal? And that's what he's talking about. He's saying, listen, how do I lean on God? You trust him with all your heart. You trust him as much as possible. That's how you lean on God. But if you're leaning on your own ability, that's not good. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. The next verse says, verse 6, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 6 says, in all your ways acknowledge him. And once again, that word all, notice that. He didn't say in some of your ways acknowledge him. He didn't say in most of your ways acknowledge him. What did he say? In all your ways acknowledge him. In all your ways acknowledge him. Listen, if you didn't do it before, here's your second chance. Comment the word all in the comment section. All your ways acknowledge him. Oh man. Listen, I put this post on Facebook not long ago. I want to put it up on the screen here. And this is about acknowledging God. Take a screenshot of that. I'm gonna read it. It says, okay, you've acknowledged that people have done you wrong. They paid you no attention, but God saw you. They forgot all about you, but God remembered you. They ignored you, but God heard you. They abandoned you, but God was there. And he's still there, waiting on you to acknowledge him. Oh man, listen, if I said anything you like, hit that like button. Hit that like button. All right, and let me put that scripture up there again. He says, in all your ways, acknowledge him. So whatever's before you, whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, listen, acknowledge God. Listen, look to God and lean on him. And if you do this, it says, and he shall direct your path. Remember, this is all about the decisions. This is all about the choices. We want to make more right choices than bad ones. That's the key to success. That's success in its simplest form. And here's the way to do it. I'm going to acknowledge God in everything. I'm going to rely on him. I'm going to lean on him, and he will direct my path. He'll say, go this way. No, go that way. No, do this. No, don't do that. That's the goodness of God. Did you hear what I said? That's the goodness of God. Listen, I got two more scriptures to show you. Listen, stay with me. Stay with me, because these two scriptures is going to show you the benefit of the lean factor, the benefit of when you trust God. So stay with me. Hey, I want to take this quick moment to share with you what I call the You Can't Quit Now bundle, which is a free resource that I have for you. Listen, we all going through hard times. We're all facing challenges, and we're all tempted to quit. Well, I created the You Can't Quit Now bundle just for you. It consists of this book, You can't quit now. I'm going to send you the PDF file. I'm also going to send you a 11-minute audio download. And I'm also going to send you a 3-part video series. So I cover all of your learning. I give you something to read. I give you something to listen to. And I give you something to watch. I give it to you all for free. Just comment book in the comment section. And I'm going to send it to you, or you can click the link in the description. All for free. So let's get back to this dynamic teaching. So it's just 2 left. So let me show you this one right here. This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 7, the extended Bible. This is a newer translation. I kind of like this one too. It reminds me of the Amplified a little bit. But it says, don't depend on your own wisdom. Notice he's still talking, we still talking about these 2 walls. Your own understanding, your own wisdom. He says, don't depend on your own wisdom. Don't rely on your own wisdom. Don't lean on your own wisdom. Don't be wise in your own eyes, right? But then he says, this is what you should do. Respect, fear, reverence the Lord, hold in awe the Lord, and refuse to do wrong. Turn away from evil. He's giving you the blueprint. He's giving you step-by-step action steps to take. He's showing you what to do. And then he ends with this last scripture right here. We're on the last scripture. And listen, before I get to this last verse, listen, if I said anything you like, hit that like button. Most definitely share this with somebody you think it'll bless. Subscribe to this channel if you like this type of videos. But like I said, the biggest thing I want you to do is to share it with somebody. Share it on your community post, share it on your social media. I don't care if you just text the link and share it to one person that you know that's a bless. But help to get the word out. Don't hoard all this blessing up to yourself if it bless you. Share it with others. All right, we're on the last verse. The last scripture says, if you do this, remember, he just gave you the blueprint. He just gave you step by step of what to do, how to lean on him. He says, if you do this, it will be like a refreshing drink and medicine for the body. Oh man, you ever been out on a hot summer day, maybe run around, maybe you was exercising and you have this thirst, and you go and get this nice ice cold beverage. He's saying when you do this, when you lean on God, it's going to be as refreshing as an ice cold drink on a summer day. And he said it's going to be like medicine to the body. That means it's going to bring healing. It's going to bring strength to your bones. There's healing in his word. There's healing in his word. And this is going to help you to make right choices. Decisions determine your future. And you want to make the right decisions. And so you're going to start with the lean factor, because it's going to filter out everything that you're leaning on. And it's going to help you to determine, hey, wait a minute, I can't rely on that because that's just my own understanding. Who told me that I couldn't do that? Why do I believe this certain thing? Why am I afraid of this? And so you gotta have to filter out, use this lean factor, help you filter out, and listen, lean, rely, and trust on the Lord. He's going to direct your path and lead you to something that's refreshing and that's like medicine to your body. And remember, I told you in the beginning of this video, the first thing he said was to trust the Lord with all your heart. Remember, I told you, I said you need to do a deep dive study on the word trust. Listen, I have a free resource that's going to help you. It's a video I did that's called the trust equation, because you need to know the components that it takes to add up trust. Like just like 2 + 2 = 4. Well, guess what? There's some components when you add it together equals trust. And I put it all in a video, and I'll put that video right here, and you just click right there, and I'll see you in that video. Listen, I love you. Stay up, stay blessed, and always remember that the word is your life.